Greetings from the dank basement. Can you see that? These are filter bags made by FUBAR. I asked in an earlier video if someone could tell me the difference between nicotine pouches, which have been made illegal for some reason all over. You know, you can still sell Nicorette gum, but you can't sell nicotine pouches. Thanks, Canada. You're brilliant as always. I'm sure they'll make a move like that in the United States too, because tobacco is very low-hanging fruit for politicians. We need to understand this. A politician who is getting nothing significant done, you know, we have no strategic petroleum reserve left, and you know, the price of fuel, price of food, supply chain, they can't deal with that, but by God, they can make tobacco products illegal or tax the piss out of them. So anything called nicotine pouches are likely to become illegal, but I wanted to know if anyone knows the difference between, quote, filter bags like these and nicotine pouches. If you know, please write in the comments. I'll show you one of these. This is effectively, if you were buying snus, this would be a mini portion. Look at that, I'll show you so you can get an idea of the size. There it is, it's tiny. Packs a lot of flavor, of course. This is flavored with, as I said, some incense type ingredients. I suspect there's a little patchouli, which may be responsible for the cooling, although it feels like menthol when you first pop it in your mouth. Now it's just a cool sensation. Like I said, there's a bit of champa, maybe some sandalwood, but there is also some cardamom here. You know, who knows, maybe even a little bit of shredded coconut. I don't know if this has betl in it, spelled B-E-T-L, betl. Betel nut, which is made from the, what is it, the leaves of the areca palm and the catechu nut, or vice versa. I never remember. But it makes you have very red spit. And as a matter of fact, where it's very common for people to consume betel nut, there are always prohibitions against spitting on the sidewalk because it permanently stains the concrete. It will permanently stain your teeth, have no doubt about it. And so if I do get some sort of pan from India, I try to get the kind that contains no betel. Now, I can't tell you by taste if this contains betel or not. It might. In which case, I'm not going to be using very much of this. I don't want to stain my teeth any worse than they've already been stained. This is not unpleasant, but it's not at all sweet. If you're looking for something like the, in quotes, after dinner mints that you get in good Indian restaurants, you know, up at the cashiers, they will always have a little bowl or something with envelopes of pan that you can pop into your mouth after you eat and refreshes your breath. And they usually have things in them like cardamom, anise sometimes, coconut, dried coconut bits, and whatever. And it's usually very sweet and at the same time refreshing and pleasant to have in your mouth. This contains none of that sweetness, but it does have some of the aromatic profile that you would get from a pan, an Indian pan like a Pan Masala. By the way, if you are looking for pan that does not contain betel nut, there are several. They're usually advertised as being made for children, and one of them is Tojo, it's pronounced Tojo, and that's a good brand of betel nut free pan. But there are a couple of others. When I buy pan of any kind, I usually get it from hookah1.com. And you have to buy it by the box. You know, it's a whole strip of them. A never-ending strip of little packets. This reminds me of that, but not, because it's not sweet. Nicotine, absolutely mid-range. Not unpleasant to keep between your lip and gum. It tingles and burns a little bit when you first put it in, but after that, no. I don't know. The best I can give this, really, because this is nothing I would ever buy again, and I hope the bubble gum is a little sweeter, a little bit more accessible to Western palates. That being said, for just raw quality, this gets a 4 out of 5. Nicotine is absolutely mid-range, if not a little below, at 4 to 5, depending on your tolerance. And again, this is not something I will buy again, but you might want to try it. It wasn't terribly expensive, and I got this at mrsnuff.com with my big order that just arrived yesterday. So this is from FUBAR filter pouches, and this is called Spice Garden. Okay. From the Dank Basement, I am Paul Schellbetter. I wonder how long I want to keep this in my lip. Probably for a while. It's not unpleasant. Talk to you later.